Hi. Hi, friends. Oh, it's Wednesdays. It is Shark Bite Wednesdays. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today, and my friends are going to join me in a second. If you are not familiar with Shark Bite Wednesdays, let me tell you that it is all about people, women specifically, but people in the sales industry, in direct marketing, in multi-level, in different industries that just want a focus on personal growth and just learning little tidbits of info. This is what we provide on Wednesdays. I'm trying to let my girls in, except yes. Yes. Hmm. Hello. Where are my friends? See, we'll do it this way. There. Well, there's Christy. Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. Oh,
I'm trying to find Callie.
isn't it? She's just kind of everywhere, all and nowhere all the time.
She's all the
She
places.
is all the places.
I can't. Oh, okay, she said. Okay, hold on, Kelly. I'm coming for you.
Coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming.
We're coming.
Hi, friend.
We're coming.
Maybe
Okay.
we should play this question again. While we're finding Kelly, drop in the chat your favorite Christmas song.
Oh, that's right. Now that we were talking about that, I have all these Christmas songs in my head.
I
There
do
you
too.
are. How come you're not over here? There you are. Yes. I kept pushing all the buttons. When in doubt, push them all. That's sort of the gist, sort of what we're doing. Oh yeah, so Christmas songs. Callie, I missed yours before I got on. You must have said yours favorite Christmas song.
Oh, she's
So,
buffering. Oh, there
can
she
you
is.
see
I
me?
see her.
Yeah.
Am I good? So yeah, I want to clarify because I got called out that somebody had asked a favorite Christmas carol and I said a song. They're like, it's not a carol, it's a song. Whatever. It's a song sung at Christmas. And my favorite is Little Drummer Boy by For King and Country. The live version with like the drums and the water coming off the drums and yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that. That's
You have
gonna
to watch it
be
right after this.
I
okay, right
like
for
it
you.
when you have to watch your favorite Christmas carol. Like when you have to watch it, that's when you know it's really elevated. It's a whole full body experience.
It's
Yeah.
gone beyond Christmas Carol at that point when there
It's
is a
gone.
live video situation.
Would you
Yeah.
expect
Maybe we should change the
anything
question to
less from me?
Christmas performance. That's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I can't wait to hear everybody's in the comments. And today we've got just a little conversation with you guys today about Christy was talking about the new thing in entrepreneurship and leadership is that you start thinking about your New Year's resolutions early, like November early. I think 2 weeks before the end of the year is pretty dang good in my opinion, but like people are starting in November. I'm like a one thing at a time sort of girl, and so it hurts my brain a little bit. But now 2 weeks before, I can handle this. So we're going to start talking about that. But I want Callie to tell this really cool story about Maddie, and Maddie's going to love it because it's a really cool story about her. So she can watch the replay and hear us talking about her again.
Oh, Maddie girl. And actually, I will also shout out to my own podcast because, but if you want to dive a little deeper, you can check out my podcast and just search my name in your podcast apps and it'll come up. But I do talk about the story as well. And I have a reel that I posted yesterday that shows the actual hill of which I'm speaking. So where I live at sea level, literally sea level. So there's no elevation 0, which is pretty fun when you're doing the things that we do out here, walking, running, biking. However, there is one hill where I live, and this is significant to the story. So I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so, we went on a family bike ride with 2 teenagers. So go us. So we went on a family bike ride, and it will be of no surprise to anyone that my daughter wanted to lead the way. So she's 14 now, 13 at the time. So it was Maddie, Braden, who's a year older than her, me, and my husband. We head out on our bike ride, and we get to the halfway point, right? No big deal, because the hill that we passed, you go down the hill. So we go down the hill, easy breezy. Well, it's time to turn around and go back, and Maddie acquiesced and said, Braden, you can lead on the way home. So kind. So now we have Braden, Maddie, me, and my husband. We're heading back to the house, and off in the distance, we spy said hill. Not thinking much about it, that this is someday going to be an epic story that I share, but here we go. As we get a little bit closer to the hill, I hear Maddie yell out to Braden, Braden, she says, speed up now. It'll make the hill easier. And I was like, I almost stopped, got my phone out, got my notes section out. I was like, truth bomb, speed up now. It'll make the hill easier. And the truth is, that's the truth. You pedal now when it's pretty easy to pedal. It was really easy to pedal when it's flat ground. Sure enough, we flew up that hill, as opposed to waiting till you get it, cough, cough, January 1st, January 2nd, holiday hangover happening. And now you're at the bottom of the hill looking up going, oh no, starting from nothing. So last part about it, other than it is quite a powerful thought, is because my episode dropped yesterday, I told Maddie at dinner last night. I was like, by the way, I talked about you on my podcast today. She side-eyed me. And I told her, and you know what she said? She goes, where do you think I learned that from? I was
Braden.
like,
Braden.
no,
Yeah.
It wasn't Braden and it wasn't Josh.
That's pretty cool.
So the idea is, if we start something now, and for me, I'm thinking, okay, what is a tiny habit?
Mm.
And you could do professional or personal, right? Maybe you start flossing your teeth. I don't know. Maybe you start one extra client call a day. Maybe there's something that you limit yourself, and you start something small. And it's so much better to start small than start strong.
Mm-hmm. I'm writing that down, by the way. That was really good.
Yeah.
I'll get my pen. Sorry I was delayed on that. Okay. Got it?
Yeah. So much better to start small than start strong. Because I know what's going to happen. We all know it. Well, all three of us, we love a good whatever, just kind of workout, right? Every workout place known to man is going to be packed on January 1st. Packed. You won't be able to get a machine. You won't be able to get a mat. You won't be able to get anywhere because everyone's going to start strong January 1st. But discipline only gets you so far, right? Discipline. And so by the 15th, life happens. But if you'll start small.
And today,
you already have momentum when the hill comes. It makes it easy.
That's awesome. I love it. So I wrote down, our question is, what's the question you're going to ask yourself? Like, how are you going to start your new year? How are you going to start right now? What's the question you're going to ask yourself to get into motion? But so I asked myself, what's my hill?
Oh.
And then what's my pedal faster? What's my easy pedal? And so that's fun way to kind of break it down so that you can start small instead of starting strong, because you can't just say, what's my question? What am I going to do without where's the pedals? And what is easier now than it will be easier then? This is fun. This is the kind of stuff that we do all day long, by the way. You should be friends with us because this is how we talk all the time. It's unnatural and fantastic, and it makes me so happy. So what would you guys say? What's your question, or what's your hill, and what's your pedal?
Yeah.
I thought it was what's their hill.
No, I want to hear yours.
Okay. I'll start. Callie, you go.
it because Heather asked us this question. It's because
Okay.
she wants to. Yeah.
No,
Right.
actually, I was driving around. We were talking about it earlier, and I was like, "Well, I better think of something before I was like, what? It's so much easier asking the question than answering the question. By the way, it is.
Yeah.
It's hard when you reflect it on. But I would say my hill. What's the question I'm going to ask myself is, how can I do it different? How can I? Because different is fun for me, and fun is consistent for me. So if I can make it different, it'll be fun, then it'll be consistent. How can I make it new, different? What can I do that I've never done before? Like that question, like I get really excited when I ask myself that question. And then when you're talking, what's the pedal now? Which is really interesting. I think in our business, I would think it would be for every business, is the basics. If I can pedal now at the basics, then you have that solid foundation to, now I'm going to make it mine. Now I'm going to do it different. Now I'm going to transform. So that's I think my answer. I wrestled with it while I was driving around today. I think that's what I landed with.
Well, that's funny because that's exactly what I was going to say. So
That's absolutely
I
not
have
at all what
it
I was going to
that's
say.
what I have
Not
written
even
down here.
close. But your answer is brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's, yeah.
No, but I like the way you said it because I think that's more
I
my
do.
mentality too. I don't think I had a specific hill. Like it wasn't this particular piece of my business or this one. It was, well, shocking. It was more of a mentality. And honestly, I was thinking, okay, how do my hill might be more, how do I streamline things so that I'm more efficient in what I need to do and that I release the things that either don't need to be done or I don't need to do. I think that's more for me so that I can be more in my sweet spot of doing those things so I don't burn out.
That's an excellent answer. And, you know, it reminds me when we all went through the pandemic together, and some of us handled it better than others. I would be the others on that situation. But I remember Callie kept saying, and everything we got on, she'd be like, how can I? How can I? How can I? Like,
Yeah.
that's the question you ask yourself. And that's the constant question in my brain. And so then you can put, how can I make it more fun? How can I make it more streamlined? How can I make it more efficient? The how can I, it stops it from being blame and victim and martyr and all of those things that are so deeply unattractive. It puts you into a different mode. But I think Christy always lives in. That's probably why she's having trouble with this question. She's like, I don't know. I'm always like,
Okay.
you know,
So here's my
manifesting.
take on this. Here's for my global thinking friends, because I took it globally. So it strikes me, if we're going to use this analogy of Maddie conquering a hill, because it's really Maddie conquering the hill for the record, and she's just going to take us with her. I'm thinking about what's our hill. So innate in every hill is a peak. And so there's a destination like, you know, when you've hit the top of the mountain and you know how you're going to ascend and how you're going to descend for the most part. But I think also, if we're looking globally at a new year, my number one question is, what's the one thing, if not talking about what's real and what's not real, provided all possibilities are acceptable here, what's the one thing, the one result that would trickle down to everything? Like, what's the one thing that you could achieve this year, summit this year, climb this year, do this year, become this year, that would have a ripple effect to everything else down the mountain? And so my question is, like, what's that one summit for you? Because once you know your destination, it's like when you have if you have your GPS in your phone, then you stick in your destination, and then you get 3 different routes to the top of the mountain, and you just pick your route. So what's my pedal faster, to your very good question, Heather, is like, it's sometimes a question of removal. So like, of these 3 options, which of these is not me? And if I can, if I have all possibilities available to me, which of these is not possible for me or not desirable to me. So now I can, like Callie says, streamline my approach and become more efficient. And like Heather says, get more involved in the basics of my approach so I can have more flow and more fun. But I feel like if you know your destination, once you have clarity and then a convicted approach, then pedaling becomes more fun. So that would be my one question.
I love the analogy of the GPS, because I could see the GPS giving me 3 different, and the longer you stare at that GPS and the longer you're like, but which, like in that decision mode, like, well, I could do that, but then at this and at this, and you're wasting time. To Callie's efficiency, like pick your lane. The faster you can pick the lane, the faster you can go. Like, you know, ooh, and that also is fun.
Well,
Speeding is fun.
To our GPS point, it's always going to reroute you, but it won't reroute you until you're in motion.
Ah, that's really good.
It will always reroute you. So you just have to start. My favorite saying is when you don't know what to do, start.
Yes.
And then you just start, and then you know it's always going to reroute you. So
That's so good.
yeah.
So good. I love that. It can't reroute you until you're in motion. Like you won't know. It's you know, Perfectionism, that book finished by John Acuff. Like I wish John Acuff and I were best friends. Maybe I'll send him this to us and he can just say hi to us. But he always talks about.
We're best friends. Or Andy Reid.
I have a lot of best friends that don't exactly know me as much as I know them. But I just love when, you know, it's the day after perfection is the day that most people quit. And so we're talking about New Year's thought. Like, you think about what do you want, but then be open to be rerouted, because you will be.
Oh,
there's always going to be a traffic jam. There's always going to be a stalled vehicle. There's always going to be this. There's always going to be that. So don't change the destination. Just open-handed with the route. It's going to be fun.
Get the how out.
Get the how. Get the how out of here. I love it.
How out.
I love it. Any last minute tips that you would give our fantastic followers and listeners for their last 2 weeks of December into the new year?
Just
get on the bike. Yeah. Take a breath. Get on the bike. Build up some speed. Know your summit.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. And we just had our time with our units, our teams earlier, and I loved it. Christy, one of your checklist things to do, and maybe you could put it in the comment section or send it to Callie and I, and we'll put it in the comment section. But her 5 little checklist of getting the 5 C's of getting clear and making, you know, progress in the new year. One of them was clean out. And that's the one I'm like, okay, I got to stop saying I'm gonna and actually do it. And that's not just physically, that's mentally, emotionally, all of those things. So super good. I love hanging out with you guys on Wednesdays.
You know, I thought of one last thing.
Yeah.
I love hanging out with, besides, I love hanging out with y'all too. I heard something that I feel like will fit for the next 2 days. Not 2 days, 2 weeks and 2 days and 2 hours and 2 minutes. What day is it?
Time is really escalating very quickly, making me nervous.
What day is it?
2 nights.
I know that the tendency is to feel like that you don't have enough time for any of this, right? And I just want you to know that every single day for the next 2 weeks, that you have just enough time for the things that are most important. I just want you to know that. For if anybody needed to hear that, because I get it. You think you need more time, but I promise you don't need more time, because the more time you have, the more you'll fill it with other stuff. Okay? You don't need no more time. You have enough time for the things that are most important. And if you didn't get to it and it didn't happen, it wasn't the most important. So,
yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
That's it.
And for that, we will say goodbye, and we will see you in the new year in 2025. Shark Bite out.
Shark Bite out.
Shark Bite out.